country marks National Police Day tomorrow. Many families have been left in a difficult situation after losing loved ones who were killed while in the line of duty. In other cases, some officials have been injured, leaving them scarred for life or disabled. Between July and September last year, 17 police officers lost their lives. Many relatives have had to endure a new way of life, as some officials were breadwinners of these families. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho is in Centurion with a colonel who lost a limb while in a shootout with criminals. Katleho, as the South African Police Service commemorates National Police Day, what makes this event so significant?
Hugo, if one looks at the readily available stats of 2024 in terms of how many police officials lost their lives while in the line of duty, it's sitting at around 56 officials who lost their lives while carrying out their work. And so the National Police Day being commemorated on the 27th of January is one where the state really honors those who have played a vital role in protecting the country, protecting communities and carrying out their work, and also acknowledging the loss that families face. As we know, families, when they lose a loved one, it's not just a financial impact, but an emotional one. There are cases in which officials, when they've passed, they've left behind young children, children growing up without a parent, because that parent was a police officer. So the ripple effect that it has on families and communities being one that is quite severe. But I do have with me Colonel Katleho, who's going to speak to us. Colonel lost his leg in 2023. During an operation in which they apprehended, criminals who, it was an attempted CIT that may have happened. Colonel, when you look back at that incident, can you take us back to that day and your memory of that incident?
Good day to you. It was an official operation where we had information about suspects who were preparing to commit a robbery in one or two different possible formats, either a cash depot of an institution or maybe a normal convoy where cash would have been delivered or so on. So at some stage we had the opportunity to intervene and prevent the crime from being committed, and then at the same time to try and arrest the suspects, like I said, before this could happen. The actions taken to approach them at the venue that they used as a safe house, once we had control over the area, identified ourselves, our presence and our intentions, then unfortunately took direction the maximum risk way that it could, because they decided to resist and engaged with gunfire. Maybe they were hoping that an initial counterattack from their side or initial attack from their side would have an effect that we would rather lose interest and not commit to execute our duties. But unfortunately, we had something to do, a specific task and a responsibility. And this started to become a gunfire fight between us and them. And eventually, all 19 suspects who were present in the premises were taken down, and nobody surrendered to be arrested.
Mm-hmm. Now, Colonel, in that moment in which you were shot in the leg, just reflect on that for a moment.
Yeah, you know what? Initially, it's always the disbelief. In your subconsciousness with this kind of work, I always say if you're a firefighter, you must accept that the possibility that exists that one day you're going to inhale a bit of smoke, or something doesn't always go 100% fine and controlled. You know that risk is there, that possibility. I was very lucky. It was unfortunate. It was completely bad luck, to such an extent that one must remember it could have been much worse. It could have been a little bit higher or whatever into my body. And the results of that could have been much, much, much worse. So you have that disbelief when something like this happens, but it takes a small while for you to realize this is what it is, and now you have to make the next decisions to deal with it and handle it, and also have those around you who assist you and support you. And yeah, then the next morning you wake up in hospital, and then unfortunately they update you to confirm that they had to amputate.
We'll leave it there, Colonel, for now. Thank you so much. Hugo, you heard it there from the Colonel dealing with an incident back in 2023 in September, during that operation, losing his limb, but really now so long, just a year onwards, that healing journey ongoing, and the Colonel there outlining some of the risks that officials do face in the line of duty.
Katleho Sekhotho with a Colonel who obviously was a victim of attempting to defend some of South Africa's citizens. Appreciate your time. And obviously we do appreciate the Colonel and all the work that the SAPS do.